African countries are set to adopt the Kampala Declaration that will dictate African Union member states' agricultural production and investment under the Comprehensive Africa Agriculture Development Program, CAADP. However, as the continent gears up to yet another food security resolve, questions linger on how Africa missed achieving the goals of the last commitment, popularly known as the Malabo Declaration of 2015. NTV's Brian George is attending the Comprehensive Africa Agriculture Development Program and reports from Kampala, Uganda.
Insecurity, political instability, lack of political goodwill and COVID-19 were the key factors that made African Union member states miss their food security targets in the Malabo Declaration a decade ago. The declaration was a continuity of the Maputo Protocol commitment by African heads of state to allocate at least 10% of their national budgets to agriculture and rural development. However, member states had to repatriate funds towards security and mitigating the effects of COVID-19 to mitigate these and other uncertainties, leaving agriculture exposed.
Of Agriculture, the African Development Bank report indicates that more than 60% of the Africa's working population is engaged in agriculture. Number two, that the soil across most of the continent is rich and fertile. Number three, that the Africa has 65% of the world's remaining uncultivated arable land, and that Africa can or has abundant fresh water with enough rainfall and a good number of days of sunshine.
In 2021, Africa's total food import value was over $100 billion according to the Africa Development Bank, AFDB. AFDB reports that majority of the imports were in form of processed and value-added food, some of which raw materials were sourced from Africa and re-exported after value addition. Despite this spending on imports, Africa still suffers food insecurity. Focus now shifts to the upcoming Kampala Declaration on Saturday and what must be different to course correct.
We have highlighted specific outputs that are very crucial for the continent, including the availability of the animal feed and fodder in the continent, and also tackling the animal diseases, especially the transboundary animal diseases, mainly our commitment to the continent for the eradication of the PPR, the pest Obitis ruminants, by 2030.
Women and youth involvement has also been fronted as a panacea in the wake of smart agriculture and digital farming.
And as the conversation on food security and food sovereignty rages on at CAADP 25 here in Kampala, delegates have equally called for cooperation under the Africa Continental Free Trade Area of the trade of processed agricultural goods and not just the raw materials. Brian George, Kampala, Uganda for NTV.